For Bontis on Business, author and Professor Nick Bontis joins me to talk about the big business news stories of the week. And Nick, this week, of course, we had the gas prices. They suddenly went up overnight a couple of nights ago, about 4.5 cents, and then they came down a little under 4.5 cents last night. What's going on here, and is there anything we can really do to keep a little more money in our wallets?
Wouldn't it have made sense for it just to go up half a penny and then forget,
apparently, yeah,
forget the fluctuations?
Exactly, yeah.
So let's review a little bit about what I've learned about gas. So gas is a product from oil refinement, but when we refine oil, we get lots of things. We get gas, we get diesel, we get jet fuel, we get heavy oil, we get light oil. So when there's problems with the oil refineries, things don't necessarily move lock in step with gas prices, and that's what we found this week, because oil prices pretty much stayed stable while gas prices were going up and down in every which way but loose. We do know that a lot of oil refineries are going to get shut down now in the spring, so that's going to curtail supply, and when you curtail supply, that means gas prices go up. But a couple of other things are also happening. Number one, we also have summer gas, which is more expensive to make than winter gas, something I learned because there's more pollutants that are taken out of it, so the oil refineries have to shift over in terms of that grade of gas. And the second thing that I learned is that market speculators are driving gas prices crazy because they want to secure their supply for late summer and early fall. Why? Because we know that in late summer and early fall, that's when we have massive tropical storms coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, which could hurt oil supply. So all in all, that's what's happening. Inflate your tires, visit HamiltonGasPrices.com, and when somebody announces that prices are going up at night, get there before midnight.
Yeah, those lineups the other night were really getting pretty long. I know a couple people in the station waited half an hour to an hour just to get some gas here, so pretty crazy times. Let's talk about debt now. Mark Carney is worried about Canadian debt. He's really getting concerned here about the debt situation. So how bad is it from your perspective, and what do you think needs to be done? Because interest rates aren't going to stay where they are.
So Carney has announced that basically for every dollar of disposable income, Canadians have $1.51 in household debt. And he says that if things get worse, he's going to have to do something with interest rates. I have a message for Mr. Carney. What do you mean if? It's bad enough already. I mean, $1.51 more than $1. I mean, where's the extra money coming from? It's coming from debt. Let's not forget that when the U.S. crisis happened, household debt was $1.60. We are perilously close to $1.60 already. So I have a very, very simple piece of advice. You know what? If you want to buy something and you don't have the cash, don't buy it. It's a very, very simple piece of advice. I don't know what he's waiting for. I don't think it's an if situation. I already think that we're in trouble when it comes to household debt.
All right, okay, a little more dire prediction there from Nick than Mark, so we'll keep that in mind. Now, Nick, you love your technology.
Yeah.
You're a big BlackBerry fan. I'm sure you probably have all the gadgets. But we got a glimpse of the future this week from Google. These Google glasses or goggles, whatever one you call them, they're out on video. They're pretty impressive. They can do quite a bit of stuff. And, you know, do you think, though, that these could really catch on? And if you wore glasses, would you wear them?
You know, I think these things are actually going to be very, very cool. I mean, you knew we were going to go in a different direction. Obviously, with mobile phones, things are getting smaller and smaller. They're also talking about computerizing your watches now so you can get instant messages and temperature and pulse and all that. So having new glasses is the natural extension, I think, of all of this. I just imagine, you know, imagine the implications with sports now. You know, you're a quarterback, and the quarterback actually scans the configuration of the defense, and at the corner of his eye on his helmet, he gets an optimal probability for different configurations of offense. So I see a whole bunch of crazy and new wonderful things happening with these glasses. Google has actually patented, has filed a patent for this technology, so they're well ahead of some of the other technology companies. So again, it's not an issue of if, it's an issue of when, and depending on the price point. I mean, if the glasses were maybe a couple of $100, $200, $300, I think it would be a very cool toy. You know, sign me up.
They're already there right now. Yeah. I know glasses will cost you at least that much, and I'm sure the app developers are just sitting there waiting for this to happen so they can make some more money. Nick, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Have a great Easter weekend. Thank you. Well.